Hi everyone and welcome back to my vlog. Thought I'd come on today and show you my latest makes video. I haven't done a makes video for a while. I've got 4 things to show you. These are things I've made through April. I mean, it's actually the 8th of May now, but we've been a little bit busy the last few weeks. We had a weekend away, and then as you can see in the background, we've had an 18th birthday party. That was my son's birthday party a couple of weeks ago. So yes, I haven't been doing as much sewing as I'd normally do. So anyway, first up is what I'm wearing. So this is the Marilla Walker Iska dress, shirt dress, just buttoned at the top. This is actually a new pattern to me, new pattern company. I've not heard of it before. I know I wanted to make a shirt dress. This is actually my wearable toile. I've got some really nice fabric upstairs that I'm planning to make this into. Because I've not made a shirt dress before, and because I've not used this pattern company before, I wanted to try it out. So I actually really love this dress, much more than I thought I would. Floral isn't normally a pattern that I'd go for. I like patterns, but I just don't tend to do much floral. This I bought basically because it was cheaper. It was from Hobbycraft and it was on sale, so it was £2 a metre. I think I used about 2.5 metres, and with the buttons it's probably cost me about £6 altogether to make this, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. Lovely deep pockets and really nice instructions, all nicely finished inside. I'm not going to say too much about it because once I've made my other version of this, then I'm planning on doing a good review and going into more detail about the actual make. But if anyone's interested, that's the pattern. I got it as a paper pattern. I think you can get it as PDF as well. And yeah, definitely worth checking that one out. So that was my first make. Then second up was another new to me pattern, which was the Megan Nielsen river dress. I actually bought this along with the fabric last November, I think it was, when I went to the Sew Brum. Got it from Guthrie and Garney and just haven't got round to making it. There's 4 different versions, so you can do actually the line drawings on the back. You can do the dress version or top version, and there's versions for both jersey and for woven. So version 2 is the version I've done, and that's for the woven fabric. I think version 4 is version 2 and version 4 are woven, and 1 and 3 are for stable knits such as Ponte, it says. So I made it up in, I will insert photos, but I made it up in a chambray, which I held that back there, could do a bit of an iron actually. And for the neckline I just reversed the fabric, and I did the same for the sleeves. The sleeves, it just says just to turn them up, but I actually decided I was going to put the binding on the sleeves as well, just to give a little bit of a contrast. And then it does come with a belt. The belt, I'm probably actually going to make the belt again because I think it's a little bit flimsy in this fabric. It could do. It didn't say to put any interfacing in, but I think it could probably do with some interfacing. I'm not sure I would get on turning it then, so I might just make it up again and just sew it from the outside. But yeah, again, really pleased with that make. It's definitely a sort of outfit I wear a lot of in the summer. Again, it's got pockets, always good to have pockets. And yes, overall it's a pretty straightforward make. The only problem I had, and this is just me, not the pattern, was adding the neck binding. If anyone's got any tips for how to do the neck binding, I'd be very grateful, because basically it said stitch in the ditch, so I did a row of stitches first of all, but then I realised I hadn't caught all the fabric behind, so I ended up having to go over little bits again, so you can't tell when I'm wearing it really, but if you look close up, it isn't brilliant stitch work around the neck. So yeah, any tips on how to add binding to a neck, then yeah, be gratefully received. So that was my make number 2, and then number 3 was yet another new to me pattern, which was the Pauline Alice pattern, and it's the, I've got no idea how you pronounce this, Zeria dress, I think it's called. So there's 2 versions, and I did version A. I was thinking of doing version 2 originally, but then I didn't know if it would be a bit tent-like on me, so I went for version A. The thing I like about this is that you've got panels at the side, so you can do contrasting fabric if you choose to, which is what I did. I actually made this up for my the sewing patterns and prints that they're doing every month. It was for April, it was sewing animal print, and I have had this cat print in my stash for a while now. I got it from First for Fabrics, which anyone who knows me would know I'm a bit mad about cats. So when I spotted this cat fabric, I couldn't resist it. I think I did buy 2 or 2.5 meters. I think I'd got 2 meters, so I had got enough to do the whole dress in cats, but I'm not sure whether I'd have looked a bit too out there if I'd have done that. So I just used it to put the panel in the front, and then the sides and the yoke and the back I did it. It looks navy. It's actually, if I show it up close, it's like navy and black, very small checked, which I actually got from Birmingham Rag Market, which I think again I think it was £2 a metre. So yeah, thought that was really good. Another thing I like about the Pauline Alice pattern is that it actually came with a little tags you can sew into your garments, so I think that was a nice touch. So I'll put that in there, and haven't actually worn this yet because I made it and then since then it's gone cold and wet and damp, and yeah, so I need a nice sunny day, but I should definitely be wearing that in the summer. And then my last make, which didn't quite go according to plan, was the Melliot shirt. I did the short sleeved version. Now I've seen lots and lots of versions of this on Instagram, and they all look really great, but I've obviously done something wrong. I've got to be honest. I didn't find the instructions great. I've made shirts before. I've made a couple of shirts for my husband, and I've also made the Kaylee shirt in both the versions with the full placket and just the pop-over placket. And in both of those you have to make a separate placket and attach it to the shirt, and then you have to cut part of the shirt off. Whereas this one, it was a case of folding over the front to make the placket, which in theory should be a lot easier, but I'm not 100% sure of where I've gone wrong. But if I can show you, I have to excuse it because I've actually started to try and unpick the collar. But the collar, the one side is obviously lower down than the other side, but I have got the centre of the collar at the centre of the back of the shirt. So I think what I've done wrong, I think, is that I've folded one of these over too many times or not enough times, which basically in the instructions it just says fold over to according to the pattern, but I'd got totally confused. So yeah, not absolutely sure where I've gone wrong. I think if I can get the collar right, I think it's going to be a nice fit, and it's actually I do actually like the style of it. It's a little bit different than the Kaylee shirt. It's more of a fitted shirt, and it's also doesn't use much fabric. I think it's about 1.5 metres of fabric it asks for, and I'm not sure I even use that much. So yeah, I would like to be able to make a successful version of it. Get my words out right. But yeah, we'll have to try. Luckily again, this fabric, it was on sale at Hobbycraft, so it was £2 a metre, which I'm glad I didn't use the fabric, because originally I bought this again as a kit from Guthrie and Garney with some lovely, it's called Crowded Faces, but then I'd had it for a while. I hadn't got round to making it, and I really wanted to wear that particular fabric for a night out we were going to, so I ended up turning that into a Stevie top, which I'm really pleased I did, because if I'd have made this and done the mistake on that fabric, I should have been absolutely gutted. As it is, this is, you know, was just bought really just to experiment on as much as anything else, although it is nice fabric. So yeah, that one went wrong. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to correct that and figure out what I did wrong. So that was my makes for April. Currently I'm hoping to make another one of these in May. I've also started on the Burnside bibs, which I'm hoping to get done for May. I'm actually doing those. I'm going to an evening class in my local town, so I'm actually doing those there. So there's a little bit of help on hand if I need that, because I wasn't sure how I'd get on with the fitting of the trousers. And then other than that, probably do a couple of just lightweight summer jersey tops, something straightforward, which I can hopefully wear soon if it stops raining. Anyway, that's my makes for now, and I hope you've enjoyed that, and please give me a like if you've enjoyed listening, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.